Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. A Republican former speechwriter for President George W. Bush is now torching what he calls the Trump White House reality show. David Frum, a writer for The Atlantic who has long identified as a conservative, spoke on CNN about Trump's meeting with South Africa's president. Frum described it as bizarre.
Well, it looks like we're maybe promoting or testing a new reality show in the White House, Surprise the World Leader, where world leaders will come for prizes or else they get a goat behind curtain number 3 if they are on the president's bad mood. So we've had bad surprises for Zelensky and Ramaphosa, but maybe there's a nice surprise for you. Look, seriously, I worked on these meetings. These meetings are supposed to be choreographed. There are teams of people who come, and the areas of disagreement are supposed to be quite small. They are to be worked out at the highest level, and the meetings are there for a purpose. In this case, the president just sandbag somebody.
Trump sandbagged Ramaphosa with a video montage and images alleging widespread persecution and killings of white farmers in South Africa. Trump insists the white farmers are escaping South Africa due to targeted violence and that the South African government is carrying out a white genocide. Ramaphosa strongly refuted Trump's claim, saying that while violent crime is a serious issue in his country, there's no evidence of a genocide against white farmers. Members of Ramaphosa's cabinet, including a white billionaire, also told Trump the white genocide claim is false. And journalists in South Africa say that most of the people being murdered there are black. However, in the Donald Trump show, the journalists play the role of foil, wittingly or unwittingly. And when a journalist for NBC News asked Trump in the Oval Office about accepting a Qatari jet, Trump exploded.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. You don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. You're a disgrace. No more questions from you.
In other words, the reporter didn't get a goat. Trump essentially tried to give him a muzzle. Because in Trump's reality show, nobody is allowed to point out basic facts, ask Trump adversarial questions, or even suggest that Trump may be doing anything wrong. Regarding the Qatari jet, Frum pointed out that Trump's show runs into a problem when you consider this thing called the U.S. Constitution.
It's a pain point. Look, the Constitution says the president can accept, no official in the federal government can accept any gift from any foreign power without a vote by Congress to approve it. So that constitutional requirement has been bypassed on the say-so of Trump's stooge attorney general. But it's not enough. It's an unconstitutional act. And of course, this is a personal gift to the president. It's not a gift to the United States. The United States will have the duty to pay to upgrade it. But after Trump's term is finished, it is following Trump to his so-called library, or it will be at Trump's personal disposal. And I assume that of his friend and his families for whatever purposes they want. There's a jet in the Reagan library, but it was an antique and it was disabled and it stays on the ground. But Trump wants you to think that this jet that he's going to take away with him will be on the ground of the library, but it will be available to him to use as an aircraft. And of course, with all the money he's getting from these meme coin gifts from other foreigners, he will have the means to operate the jets.
Flies in the face of the Constitution, and Trump's cheerleaders in Congress play their role by looking the other way and not having any vote on the gift to Trump. The institutional corruption around Trump and his personal corruption are both so obvious that even the president of South Africa could not resist making a joke about it all at Trump's expense. Watch.
That idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I'd take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay.
What Trump doesn't realize, because he's too stupid, is that he is being mocked. In just 10 words, Ramaphosa calmly, effectively, and brutally trolled Donald Trump. Indeed, sometimes contestants outwit and outplay the host. And if the show host, in this case Trump, is slow and self-absorbed, it's the contestant who often walks away with the grand prize of audience adoration. Of course, international diplomacy is supposed to be serious, where the issues of our time get discussed and negotiated for the betterment of all citizens. But Donald Trump seems to think American citizens need to be entertained by him, and that his role is to show power and cut down anybody who doesn't buy into Trump's fantasy world. But sometimes this arrangement backfires on Trump, Whether it's Ramaphosa or Zelensky or other world leaders, not everybody plays along. And as Donald Trump gets more delusional, Trump ends up looking more foolish. And it's an embarrassment to the American people. The White House and the Oval Office are supposed to be hallowed grounds, places of history, importance, and the projection of American ideals. Instead, Donald Trump keeps trying to create a reality show, or a circus, as many people are describing this latest episode. It is beneath the dignity of the U.S. presidency. Furthermore, Trump's tacky approach is simply not working. Because whether Donald Trump knows it or not, or realizes it or not, the only thing Trump has produced or accomplished is to turn the Oval Office into a global laughingstock. By the way, a Republican House lawmaker recently got hounded on camera over her vote to cut Medicare and Medicaid.
Congresswoman, I was wondering if you would just talk to us on your way over to the conference meeting?
No.
That is Republican Congresswoman Marionette Miller Meeks of Iowa.
Last time you spoke with us, you lied to our face and said that you weren't going to vote for Medicaid cuts. But then you've actually voted for the largest cuts to Medicaid in the history of the country. Do you have any comments on that? Do you have any comment on the 4 hospitals in your district that are going to close because of your vote? Representative Miller Meeks, I'm wondering if you have any comment on the health care that 67,000 people in your district are going to lose?
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.